So I begin this morning with a story. It's an old man who lived alone way out in the country. He wanted to dig his tomato garden, but it was very tough work. The ground was very hard. There had been no rain for 2 years. His only son, Joey, who used to help him, was in prison. So the old man wrote a letter to his son and described his predicament. Dear Joey, I'm feeling bad because it looks like I won't be able to plant my tomato garden this year. I'm just getting too old to be digging up a garden. If you were here, my troubles would be over. I know that you would dig it for me. Love, Dad. Well, a few days later, he received a letter from his son. Dear Dad, don't be afraid, Dad, but don't dig up that garden. That's where I buried the body. Love, Joey. At 4 a.m. the next morning, FBI agents and local police arrived, and they dug up the entire area looking for the body. They found nothing. They found nothing, and they apologized to the old man and left. Well, that same day, the old man received another letter from his son. Dear Dad, go ahead and plant the tomatoes. Under the circumstances, it was the best I could do. How do we face our seeming difficult challenges, the hard parts of life? How do we talk? How do we deal with that? How do we begin? Well, today I'm going to clarify for that in my talk titled "The T.B.D. Principle." So I begin with hello, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, outlaws and in-laws. You are my spiritual family. You are my beloved community, because we are one in love. Thank you very much for that reminder. Confucius wrote, everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. Everything has its beauty, but not everyone is able to see it all the time. Today, as I look out, I see a loving, supportive collection of individuals, a family of beautiful beings. Each of you unique, each a blessing of great stature in my life. Or you wouldn't be here in the presence of myself and others as this community. Everything has its beauty, but we don't always see it. We look at the outside appearance. As a licensed hairdresser for 100 years, I've dealt with that outward appearance. But you know, the really beautiful women and men that I serve and have served over the years, the older they get, the more beautiful they become. Because there's a wisdom inside them that shows up. There's a beauty inside them that, by taking care of themselves, not just the outside, but that whole idea of taking care of yourself, shows up, radiates out. Someone said to me this week, you only have beautiful clients. I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. How often do we deny what's in our life as beautiful and lovely and good and supportive? How often do we say, not for me, let her have it, let him have it, but not me. I can't have that much. Oh, beloveds, look all around you. Look around you. Turn around. Look at people. Look them in the eye. You and I are immersed in this beauty. You are a blessing. And each person you look into is a reflection of you. That could be pretty scary, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
That's me. That's me. Each moment, I believe, is an opportunity for us to be more fully present. Each moment is new. And we teach that a lot. Each moment is new. Because it wasn't here before. It's going right now. This moment. Each moment is new. And it's fresh. And guess what else it is? It's open to greater ideas for us to discover who we are. Each moment is a divine moment. To be alive, to that which is potential for us. And what I know about this life, thus far, is that each moment adds unto itself. Each moment gives unto itself. And we can either thrive from that addition to it, or we can be a flat line of experience, status quo. It's all good. It's all good. Dr. Raymond Charles Barker wrote in his book, Collective Wisdom, and I quote, "This teaching, religious science, is a system of spiritual thinking premised on the divine mind. We do not teach the theoretical salvation of souls because we don't know what that term means. We know, however, that the individual, you and I, who has an inner tone of inspiration and follows through on it, always comes out right. When we act upon that inner truth of who we know we are and what we know is good for us, then it comes out right and supported for us." He goes on to say, "The wise, the great, the true, and the fine have always taught one simple proposition. Handle ideas rightly, and life will always adjust." Handle life rightly, and life will always adjust. And it does. It does. But we have to get our bloated nothingness, Emerson tells us, out of the way of this divine circuit of life that is always flowing through us. Through us. Buddha and Jesus and Isaiah taught this. What we teach, have for a long time, and I believe this, change your thinking, change your life. It was one of my very first mantras that I learned. Well, I've adjusted it for today because I have a new one. My next step in my evolution. Release the condition, give rise to truth. Release whatever's going on now because it's history. Our founder, Dr. Holmes, shares with us from the teachings of Jesus, continually we must expect new revelations of old truths. We must never lose sight of the fact that our soul is on a pathway of an endless and ever-expanding experience. This does not mean we should cast away any good the old has to offer, but convert that good into a greater good. A greater good. When I do spiritual mind treatment, I treat for whatever I know and believe for me that I can imagine and embrace and encompass and just know. But I always tag on with, or something greater. Because divine mind only knows greater. Human mind knows limitation. So that opens us up to the next step of something greater as our life. Releasing the conditions will always give rise to truth. It's as simple as ABC. Or in this case, T.B.D. So what is this T.B.D. principle? What is that? Well, let's answer this question by beginning with the last part of that, principle. Let's talk about principle first, and then it'll build step upon step. Textbook definition, the science of mind says, principle. Science of mind is the study of the principle of being. Of being, thriving, living, being in truth. The source or cause from which a thing results. We first understand a principle and then relate it to our problem for a final test. There are principles in music that must be gone through, evolved with, to get to this level of performance. Did you begin, Allison, with this quality and this presence? Not that you knew. But see, here's that something greater that showed up today as a result of her going through step by step, allowing that to show up and grow and being and bloom in her. So, he says we first understand a principle and then relate it to our problem for a final test. What's the final test? What is that test? It's your demonstration. That's your test, your grade. That is it. Your demonstration is always the test, the vote, the end result. For me, my life is a series of experiences which result as many of my demonstrations. Well, let's all start with a college degree. What'd that begin with? I want to go to college. That's the idea. I want to attend. Why? To obtain something, to get someplace, to have a degree. And eventually maybe graduate. So that's your intention. And I applaud that idea, but then what? You have to register. And you have to go through some requirements for fulfillment to engage themselves. Then what? Then what? You got to show up. You got to get off your intentions and do work. Now it's going to sit here and find out what our intentions are. I do that too, but then you have to get up in mind and body and action. And then, well, we get to face our fears. Nobody has fear for me. Anxieties, maybe? Am I smart enough? What if I fail? Or how about this one? This is one that many of us have. I have it a little bit too. What if I succeed? What if I actually make it?
What am I going to do then?
What if I make it? Like here, this ministry. Whoa. What if it happened? Whoa! It's like, whoa. It feels wonderful to me. But I want to tell you what other experiences I've had that have really shaped me. And they're fun outdoor activities. I did some whitewater rafting once upon a time. I found I just love the thrill of the endorphins, that whole whoo, and all. But I always chose a guide. Okay? That's my fear. I can't go without a guide. I want someone who really knows what they're talking about, what they're doing to follow. Okay. And I found out through whitewater rafting that there are little places in all that rough and tumble water that's calm. You know what they're called? They're called eddies. And they're off to the side. And if you get tired, you kind of go towards that eddy, and that's where you pause for a minute. That's where you pause for a minute. And make sure that what's down ahead, you're willing to travel and be engaged with, kind of like love. There's that moment we can pull over, take a pause, and reassess. So I learned that idea from whitewater rafting. Now I was chosen to go officiate a wedding at 11,000-foot elevation. It involved backpacking. I'd never backpacked.
Wow.
But my personal trainer said, I signed you up for that. I said, you did? What? What are you talking about? Well, I'll train you. I said, okay. So here's again was my guide. But we head up, we backpack, we go in, and the people said, you've done this before, haven't you? I said, no. First time. And what I thought was an interesting destination, it was called Dead Man's Lake. But I made it. But it's way above the tree line. It's just open. It's just open. It's so open without any visual filter. It's a great place to be. And what was so profound about the Dead Man's Lake was the old man in me died. I thought I couldn't do it. And the other one, third and final one, I'll share with you is scuba diving. I'm just so thrilled I can breathe underwater with the right equipment, not having gills and all. But to me, is that limited thinking? I remember being with a men's retreat, and Dr. Carolyn was one of the guys down that trip many years ago. Was in Hawaii, in Kealakekua Bay. And we're out swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming. And I found that swimming out over snorkeling, but swimming out over, as long as I could kind of see the bottom, it's okay. But I got out over a coral reef and then it dropped off. Now, I wasn't going to fall. But my mind said I was. So I found I had a fear of falling, which is failing. So all of our experiences lead us to here. And if we pay attention to what those are, we can build on those and understand ourselves better. I believe that our experiences are in perpetual potentiality, like a pendulum on a grandfather's clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Truth is, you and I are pendulums of pure spirit, a continuous expression. Tick, tock. We have a chance to come into a balance of experience and application. So, living the T.B.D. principle. To me, it used to mean to be determined. And it still is. Because to me, it is a spiritual principle. To be determined. To be determined. It hasn't happened yet. So when we work with a spiritual principle like science of mind, we work with a principle that is yet to demonstrate for us, but we invite it to demonstrate. But for today, T.B.D. is T, tell the truth. B, believe it. And C, demonstrate it. Tell the truth, believe it, and demonstrate. Tell the truth. What are you telling Spirit? What experiences are you inviting into your life? Spirit only provides that which you believe you deserve. What good are you declaring that you deserve? This, this, or this. Doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all God. But what are you telling? What are you inviting? What are you demanding of your life and for your life? This moment right now is the sum total of every good thing that has happened for you. For you. Not to you. For you. How are you balancing it? Tick, tock, tick, tock. This is the good that I've deserved up until now. And it's really good, let me tell you. It's really good. You, my spiritual family, and you're not all here because you're everywhere. I play a game with myself. It's for my awareness. And I walk and I look at people. And I can really tell when people are open and I'm seeing the beloved. Some people can't do that. You look at them and go, hi, that's okay. But I put that out there. I know the connection, that we are in truth all one community. So wherever I go, I engage people. Try that. Try looking at people. Not just my shoes. Shoes are important. You've got to take care of your feet. But really see the person. See if they'll let you in. See if they'll let you in. So tell the truth. See the truth. Be the truth you want to see in others. Ernest Holmes tells us in The Science of the Mind, the knowledge of truth and its demonstration is both simultaneous and instantaneous. Since we are dealing with that which is limitless, knowing no big and no little, the possibility of our demonstration rests not in the principle, but in our acknowledgement of and embodiment in it, of the ideas we desire experienced. What do you want? Do you hear that a lot? What do you want? Well, when you want, you keep wanting. You're asking for want. Quit wanting. What do you require? What do you deserve? What do you know is already yours? So can you see how that turns us around to a more true principle? The truth principle of who we are. This is one of my first declarations that I carry with me always. Place no limit on principle. Place no limit. It has no speed limit, no height requirement, nothing. It's limitless. Tell, believe, do. Believe in the spiritual magnificence within you. Believe that. And do Spirit's purpose as you. What is that purpose? What is that purpose? Reverend Lisa is finding out about her purpose this week, or has found out about it already, at the Minister's Ongoing Education Conference up in Seattle. 2 years ago, I had that experience. And you ask to go. You believe you're going. But you can't pay to go. You're chosen. Spirit says, you, and you, and you. And there's 40 or so people, ministers, from brand new to beyond brand new. Some 6 months, some 45 years. And they're all asking the question, why? Why am I here? What is my purpose? I'm here to be a joy-filled voice of love and compassion. That's my purpose. I know that. And that moves us into the next experience of life. Fully engaged in what our purpose really is. So, beloveds, and I do mean beloveds, I do mean that. Live, live, live to the potential you are called to be. Live to that. Live up to that. We are evolutionaries. Do you know that? We're evolutionaries. We're designed as spiritual beings to evolve. And what limits us is our human mind and the human condition and the world of effect. Handle ideas rightly. If something comes to you, is it for me to do? Is it for me to embody or not? Handle ideas rightly. Why? Because we live by the T.B.D. principle. We tell the truth. So help you God. We believe in the power of a greater idea of ourselves, no matter how great it is now. And D, like Joey, helping his dad prepare the soil for the tomatoes. We do our best under the circumstances. The T.B.D. principle, in truth, is the big deal. It is the big deal. It is the big deal. You, beloved community, are a big deal to me. Love into your lives every single day. Namaste.